Happy Sunday. It is another community call in the Raw Think Tank where we are coming together to talk about our goals and put a plan behind achieving those goals. So right now we have our main goal, which is our seasonal event. So if you never have known, I say this many times to just remind people because I know this is a growing community and growing area, but we do sort ourselves by seasons. And so each season we have one large event. We've had fashion shows in the past, educational workshops in the past, and this season we are taking it deep into the metaverse and having a full launch event. And in that launch event, we want to be showcasing why the metaverse is so crucial for people to be in here for real. Last season, we did that with fashion, and we had a scavenger hunt, and we showed people how you can have a different kind of fashion show, how you can do things differently, and also co-create. And I think it's really funny how people are all like, co-creation, and it's like, yeah, but we really out here doing it. We really got people from all over the world in one place building one thing, co-creating for real, and keeping that nature throughout all of the stuff. Even again, how we have this launch event coming up or any event, and we all co-create it together. That's the purpose of a DAO, and that's what we're working on. So for our launch event this next month, if you guys remember, I put the timeline out on the last community call, which was pretty brief, but it was a great overview. So if you don't remember the actual event, so we are kind of preparing around our collaboration with Spatial. So our actual Spatial event will be on September 16th. Now on September 16th, that's when they're having the DAO Changemakers events, where they'll be showcasing a bunch of different people, or a different, I think it was like 8 different DAOs, and we are one of them. And that's how we're getting the space from them before that, because again, they made the space for DAOs. So on the 16th is when we're actually having a presentation. Each DAO will have an hour to present their DAO and what they do. And so what we were thinking is creating a presentation video. Oh, let me make sure my microphone is on that. Creating a presentation video with each of the community members, highlighting what they do within Raw, to also highlight that avenue, highlight that individual, and highlight how we all are educating, networking, and transforming together using this Raw network and combining our own gifts to, be able to still do what we're doing, but plugging in that into the Raw network, which is that whole point that we try to get people to understand with that. So after that, though, after the 16th, that's when we'll be actually showing our big presentation that we are preparing right now. And it will be just a good video to be like, hey, what is Raw? And then boom, that'd be like our infomercial where people can really see the community members talking about it. And so after the 16th, the week after that, that's going to be the week of our launch event. So that Sunday, they're having a recap. So we're going to start that Monday, and then we're going to have a lineup of events from that Monday through that. It could be through that next Sunday, through the 25th. So the 19th through the 25th. And with that, this is also where we wanted more insight from the community. Like you guys know, we have our main event for that will be the expo, which will be in the 7th level. And that's where we'll have a whole bunch of different people that can actually showcase their portals. And again, other people in Spatial. So we've made 2 flyers. One for people to showcase their Spatial portal and like a flyer for what they do. And also for our presenters to hear from our Raw community that want to actually be in our presentation. So with that, we have this flyer so that anybody you meet in Spatial, you can, give that flyer to, and it makes it very easy for them to be a part of our 7th level expo. All they have to do is send us a picture that they want, representing them as a flyer in there, and a link to their portal. It's that simple. We need a picture, it could be a logo, it could be a flyer, and a portal. And then we will place that in there. Or they can decide to decorate it themselves, and that's the second option as well. And that's basically what that flyer lays out for them. And that will be at the big expo. And so you guys know we got DJs set up, and we want to have kind of like a big portal hopping event at that time as well, where we can go and see the Metaverse University, the Metaverse doctor's office under the water. We can go see the moon-based spaceship. A lot of you guys have already been on that tour, but you know that's such a great tour to go on. And a lot of times when we meet other spatial people, they love portal hopping too. So you know we're all now going to all of our spaces and going to all of their spaces. So this is again a great way for all of us to come together in order to be able to do that. So we'll be posting that flyer today so that everybody can share that flyer with anybody, again, that they meet in Spatial. Maybe you've been following somebody on Twitter or on Instagram and you've been looking for an opportunity to reach out. This is that opportunity to say, hey, here, come be a part of the expo. Let's connect, let's collaborate, let's showcase what you've got going on as well. If you've been trying to push somebody to get into Spatial, this is a good time. Take this week, make your portal, and we can showcase it during that expo as well. And then that's going to be our main event though. So like say for example, we've been trying to figure out where does that main event line up. Do we want to have that the first day, like Monday the 19th, and come out with a big bang and then a list of events? Or do we want to kind of build up the hype and then have the expo that Friday instead of our showcase, or you know, that weekend? So this is again where we really wanted to hear a lot from the community about how you guys thought it would be cool to line that up. Again, having it in the beginning of the week or having it at the end. And then aside from the expo, again, we're going to have different events every single day to lead up to that. So we'll have a battle of the DJs, we'll have karaoke night, we'll have open mic night, we'll have maybe even just like another workshop. Well, you know, we're going to put this whole itinerary up together, but I would love to hear from you guys to see maybe what other kind of events that you think would be cool during that launch week, or how you see that launch week happening. So did anybody have any ideas to share, any thoughts, questions?
I think it would be cool, because you know how you said before, like, we were going to do the separate days, like Women's Wednesday. I think it would be cool to just have, like, a theme. Not like a theme, I guess, but, like, I guess whatever you want to call it, for, like, each day. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I like that idea, too.
Maybe more to, what's this, has Comet built a portal or anything?
Oh.
I feel like we could get the kids. I was talking to Zay's daughter yesterday. She was super excited about building, so maybe we could like show the kids space, you know, do a day it's like all kids, and we can do like women, and then we can do like whatever, gaming. We'll figure that part out.
No, that's a great idea, especially because we do have like the kids there. Unfortunately, Comet though is not with us though anymore. Yeah, you know, we made this hard pivot. I know. We made this hard pivot to Web3, and it's like everybody, it's like, if you're doing Web3, then we're doing it together. If you're doing other stuff, that's fine for you to do other stuff. But Raw Network is just focused purely on Metaverse, Web3, and building together. And yeah, so we had to have a lot of difficult conversations with people. But it came down to, is this something that you're going to be focused on? Because if so, this is how we're going to all build that together. But definitely with the... I like the categorizing of the days. I think that would be really smart, and we can definitely get that outlined. So, you know, have a day for women, have a day for families, have a day for music, have a day for even kind of like men. I know we do like a women, but there can be a men day too. My husband was over here thinking about building like a sports bar or like a cigar lounge, something again like very manly where they can go and watch games together. We're so funny. A lot of the stuff that we watch on our laptop now, we'll hop in one of our houses or our rooms here and have it displaying in there and be watching it on there, taking content, different stuff like that. So I think having it organized by days though, that would definitely be cool. And that would be like a cool thing to follow up with, because just like I was talking with Zay in China when they were talking about how they're building for like Halloween now, which I think is genius. I'm happy that you guys are working on that, because it could definitely be a main attraction. Spatial themselves is already banging their Halloween party. Like, they got it in the events. They've been posting it. They letting people know, like, we're doing the big Halloween party. So that's the shebang. But we can do like a spirit week, again, leading up, you know, where we have, again, our weekly theme of our different events kind of thing. but in a different way. And so I think, with that mindset of Spirit Week and elongating things, that can be best for us. And I also think that it would be cool because going to a lot of spaces in comparison to like our events and a lot of the other spaces we've gone through, I've realized that a lot of people like coming for like an event, like how we have on our Friday showcase. It's a whole lineup, which is cool because we're also doing something different. It's ours is more like the showcase is more like a TV station where if you see something you like, come and watch it. Whereas a lot of people, it's just like they have one event. It's going to be for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and then after that is done. So I think by sprinkling in more of those little events throughout the week, like how we have women meet up in the metaverse on Monday. We have we watch a show or we watch a video and then we talk about it. We have book club. We talk about a book and we talk about it. A lot. Even the jazz night. I was really happy for Binks this weekend. Jazz night was really great. They had a lot of people showcasing them, and a lot of people, showed out for that. So again, just having more of these different events. Open mic night. For karaoke, I went to a karaoke space in here that kind of like the main Spatial family had hosted, and it was great. Even for something like that, I'm thinking instead of us trying to say, hey, we do karaoke too, let's go collaborate with the people that already do karaoke here because they've already got the full lineup. So they have like a board and like a big board, and they say, okay, if you want to hear a song or you want to karaoke to the song, just put a sticky note up there with the song name. And then everybody goes back to the YouTube screen on the other side of the wall and they play the song aloud and everybody unmutes and everybody sings the words together. And it is hilarious. Like, hilarious. So, I think that's a funny format and a cool way to do that. And again, by connecting with those people that are already doing that in the space, again, shows people like, hey, we're coming into the space to collaborate. We're not coming thinking we are just creating something new and that we want to do this by ourselves. No, we want to be out here collaborating with each other and growing in that way. So great idea, Tiny, for separating by days. We can definitely get that outline, definitely get that rolling so we can start filling in what exactly is going to be happening. I would love to kind of get that done this week as well so that next Sunday, guys, next Sunday on the 4th, everybody's portal is due and video is due. And everybody that's sitting here, I'm happy that you all made it because this is like our core team right now. Like I said, we've been organizing our whole DAO recently because a lot of people have started asking about joining our DAO. And if you listen to our YouTube video from New Forum that we watched this week during the showcase, it becomes serious. As soon as we become monetized, you guys, people are going to be wanting to be a part of this DAO because they're going to want a part of that bank. And the way that we organize is how we protect that. And the way that we even onboard is how we protect that. That's why we went through the onboarding whole session last week. If you missed that, you can always go to this onboarding portal right over here, if I can make it over there. And it will show you the whole onboarding process, which is now a complete 9-month process. So, you go through the onboarding process of actually filling out the form, giving 3 months of being like in the seedling stage, 3 months of being a part of the core team, but it just being like provisionary, and then 3 months of being officially on the core team, but it's still watching to make sure that it still makes sense that you're on the core team. And again, I think after 9 months of somebody showing consistency to being dedicated to Raw, then we're going to be able to accomplish a lot at that time. And again, they've earned a lot within that within our community to be a part of this core team. But as of right now, each of you have definitely put in that work. There are a few more members that have definitely made it in there, like Binks and Acapella. I'm putting together a little document. I haven't cleared completely out the Discord, but I have basically assigned everybody that is a core member, everybody that is a community member, and everybody that is a collaborator. And then those that are in between, if you haven't seen the updated Discord, if you want, you can leave the Discord and then rejoin it, and then it'll show you what it kind of looks like when you first get into it. But all you can see is a few of our read-only channels, like what's happening, events in the metaverse, daily updates, onboarding, and actually like our general chat. And then from there, you actually have to click a ticket. So you have to hit the ticket button, and then you go through the core team, which all of us can see as a core team member when people hit the ticket. And from there, we kind of gauge their way. Like, okay, are you trying to be a core member? Are you trying to be a collaborator? Are you trying to be a community member? Give them a community role, and then go from there. So I'll make again another video more about that whole onboarding process, the ticketing process, so that it's clear for new members, it's clear for core members. But I definitely want to give you guys that update, and again remind you that as core members, we definitely want you to be a part of this. And I'm going to make a whole tutorial video and example video for how these videos should look for actual presentation. But let me see, where did I just put my phone? I should have sent the actual picture to myself, so I could have showed you guys. Let's see. Oh, actually, I think I could pull up Canva right here and show you. Hold on 1 second. Yes, I sure can. Okay, bet. Okay, this is a bet. Let me show you guys my screen real quick. Because this is where, again, it's going to be everybody needs to be taken off from here. This is your homework for this week. For real, y'all, your homework for this week. Make sure you have your portal together. Even if it's a template, if you need help getting your portal together, let us know, okay? If you're trying to do a custom environment, if you need a skybox, whatever you need, let us know this week. Shoot, even if you need help making this video, let me know. But I want everybody coming back next week on the 4th with their portal and their video, so that we can have a whole week putting it together and then be rolling that out the week after that. So taking a look here at this Canva project, let me make sure it's showing y'all the right screen. I don't think it is. Let me stop sharing and try it again. Should be you're invited. Here we go. Okay. Alright, so this is the portal screen. Ignore my ugly poster. The beauty of teamwork. Tiny always comes in. Help make it a little better there. So this is our poster that I was talking about for others that are already in Spatial. So Spatial creators, the Raw DAO is acting as an adhesive as we focus on educating, networking, and transforming physical to digital. Now, point right here. Why do we keep using the word adhesive? You already know we've been educating, we've been networking, we've been transforming. But why do we add the word adhesive in here? Because again, one of those big things that we had noticed that we weren't liking about how we kind of have been forming our community before is there are a lot of people that would come into the network to extract. And it's like we already don't have a really big network already. So those that are coming in, we want to be adding to and building with, not coming just solely to extract. So we want to be an adhesive where people come and stick to it like glue. And that's what makes our bond even stronger, because now they're a part of that adhesive with their resources and their knowledge and their community. And that's what will continue to strengthen our whole adhesive as a whole in general. So let me see. Which screen is showing? Okay, this one. Okay, perfect. So we're hosting our launch event and would like you to be a part of it. We're using our space to showcase the amazing builders in Spatial and would love to display your work. To participate, send a picture you would like to be displayed, a link for your portal, and if you would like to set up your own area or present, let us know when you can stop by. Send it by the 2nd. And I think I actually have to update that because I think it's the 4th, right? Yeah, it's actually the 4th. So I need to update that date before I actually download and post it. But you guys see, it's very straightforward. And again, this is the space that you can tell anybody in Spatial that you want to be a part of it. And then you can also send them a link to the 7th level and tell them that they can check out the space anytime. They can pick out a spot that they want to have in there if they really want, and let us know how they can build. But use this again as an advantage to go talk to that Spatial creator that you've been wanting to pitch something to, that you've been wanting to build with. send that to them. Let them know, because the more of us that reach out, the better it gets. Like, for example, I went to High Cece's event this weekend. Like, she does AI art, and when I went there, we got to talking afterwards, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Mo, after we have this like women's meetup every week where we drink coffee, and I'll let you know next time." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." I see my homegirl Zay pop up out there. We also have a women's, or no, I didn't even mention Zay at that point. I was like, "Oh yeah, we have a women's meetup on Mondays too." And they're like, "Oh yeah, we seen the girl with the goat, Zay. She came and she was telling us about it." And I was like, "Okay, Zay." That's why we tell people, the more people that run up on people and talk that talk about Raw, the bigger that mission comes. Because now Mo didn't have to be sitting there drinking coffee with them. Zay was, but she was still representing for Raw and representing what we talk about. And you looking clean over there, Zay, so definitely appreciate that. And welcome, Hattori. Thanks for popping in here. We are recording right now, so if you missed a little bit there, but the replay will be available. We're talking about a presentation that we're putting on for our launch event happening next week, and we definitely would love you to be a part of it with your portals, and talking about a video that we're actually making, which I'm getting to right now. So this is, again, if you know spatial creators, send that to them. Now, for all of you that are here presenting, you're invited. Now, we appreciate you for being a part of the Raw Down Network. You are a key bond to this adhesive as we educate, network, and transform physical to digital. We're hosting a launch event and would like you to be a part of the presentation. Now, we have a special presentation we're creating and would like you to be a part of that video to showcase how we're all pioneering with the Raw Down. To participate, send a 2 to 3 minute video answering the following questions. 1, introduce yourself and what you do. 2, what are you transforming with Raw? And 3, send us your portal. And again, this is actually due on the 4th. This is all due next Sunday. And this, again, is where I would love to have any of you guys insight about what you think that video should look like. Because again, what you'll be doing, and I'll make a nice tutorial video here, but because Spatial has a new feature called filming mode. So I would love for everybody to use filming mode, make a video of their actual space, maybe them walking around it, maybe them being in it, and then do a voiceover with you actually talking about what you do and what you do in that space. You can also use some of the spaces we use together. So maybe you have multiple spaces. So say, for example, maybe Zay, if you have your own farm space, you could do a snippet in the Raw Eden with the chickens, and you could also do one in your own space. Say, for example, same with Tiny. I know Tiny's built a few different spaces. So you can, you can even be in the showcase where you've got your physical to digital jewelry. You can be in your headquarters and show how you portal hop and how you're renting different spaces. Again, China, with your hair salon, Batsby with your music and the whole vibe. Literally everybody with whatever portal you have going on, make a 2 to 3 minute video introducing yourself and what you have going on. Hattori, your fashion, again, you can start in the showcase, showcasing it there, taking it to your actual world, showcasing all of your designs. Again, because each of us are pioneering a different space. So look, Shamgar too, you with your gaming, we all have a different area of focus that when we make this presentation together, that's going to again show all of the people that's in that lane that this is where they want to come to connect, to be a part of that. All of the DJs, all of the artists will see Batsby and his whole vibe, like, dang, that is a good spot to go and play music and bring my audience there. Shamgar with his gamers, showing gamers like, oh wow, that is a better place for my community to go and watch while we're all gaming. Zay and her chicken, she already inspires so many people. Garden Bee and them have a farming event next month. I'm like, okay, keep it going. Tiny, with you dropping your offices and decorating, they are not ready for us to start renting these spaces. Again, Hattori, with your fashion and your space, again, that's something even myself I haven't been able to start putting together, is, showcasing that. But think about it, Spatial, before they kind of pivoted recently to start focusing on more like institutions and the education, they were mostly for NFT artists. So don't be afraid to add NFTs for everything that you do. NFTs for token gating, NFTs for how you're using the space. If you guys have seen, a lot of the spaces that we've been building are for rent. We've kind of talked about this business model before, but it's going to be for rent, where you can actually buy an NFT and rent the whole space. Or if you see, like, for example, say like the Raw showcase, all of you guys have been in there, and you see how there's a frame along all of the walls. So what we also have kind of started to figure out what it would look like is each one of those frames on the wall would have an NFT on it. For somebody to rent that wall space and put their NFT in there instead, they would have to buy that NFT. So say you got your gallery with all of your NFTs along the wall. Somebody can buy one of the NFTs for that wall space where that frame is, and now that's where their advertisement is. So now as you're having events in that space, that's how, again, these frames for you advertising other people's NFTs is how you monetize that. And we're going to continue to talk more about these ideas and how we can do that. But again, I want everybody to really be getting their portals together, be getting their ideas together, and make a 2 to 3 minute video talking about yourself, what you're doing, and how you're transforming that with the Raw Network. So did anybody have any questions, thoughts, or ideas about that presentation? Or even if you would like to hear everybody say something. Like I felt like it would be cool to have like everybody have like a sentence that's like continuous that I chop up and like make one long sentence. I don't know. I'd be trying to get creative, but be like, kinda, but I don't know. No further ideas? Huh? I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. The yellow note? Oh, there's a yellow note. Okay, hold on. Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to walk over you there. Okay, yellow note. How do we collab with Web3 people? Oh, good question. So how do we collab with Web3 people? By creating these opportunities. So just like I was saying here with the... Yes, that's a good point there, CryptoX. Most Web3 people don't know how to monetize. So us, again, being those educators in the space to show people like, hey, come use the metaverse to connect with your audience. Come use NFTs to sell further products. Come put your knowledge into a Patreon where people are paying you for that information. Showing people how to monetize what they're doing is how we connect with those Web3 people. Especially because the internet, when you look at all this stuff, like, it all seems free, but the biggest thing about Web3 and this transition of the internet is that nothing is going to be freaking free. So, people might feel uncomfortable about charging in the beginning, but it's all a part of this ecosystem. And the more you put yourself out there as that pioneer, the more you'll get ahead. What'd you say? Can you just unmute yourself? Can you unmute yourself? Or can I hear you? Okay, he said it's like Black Twitter becoming a union, but it's more than Black Twitter, which is another good point. So yeah, exactly, it is. It's like us becoming a union. Right, because then we can set the token gate floors, again, just showing people how to actually monetize. And again, having these kind of events where, like we said, we're going to have the expo, we have the showcase, so that it's like every Friday, if you got something going on, come and collaborate with us. Let's show people, let's show you the way to go and bring your community into this space and start doing more and rewarding people. Because that's the whole point of like monetizing as well, is monetizing comes with incentivizing. Your community supports you, and now you have more to support your community with. And that's why you guys know we even do this Apple, because it's a whole cycle that you have to focus on. So even when it comes down to your community, you want to make sure it cycles back to your community too. And again, that's how we connect with Web3 people and show them more that they're able to do with us. Yeah, right. Right, because next Sunday we'll be focusing more on our token and like our build governance token, our point system. Like I told you guys, we've been really focusing on the onboarding aspect. Now we need to really focus on the building aspect, the governance aspect, what that looks like. I've got some really cool ideas about how that looks that again we can talk about more next week, where it's kind of like a balance beam, like the two or the scale, I should say, the scale where we got votes for yes and votes for no, and whatever outweighs one is how we kind of go about it, which is what we've been doing now anyways. But again, just creating a solid way to do it and us saying that this is how it's done, and for us to continue to change that, again, I'll have to go up for vote from there. So nothing indifferent that we're not already doing, but again, just creating that solid look. Because just like we talked about monetizing, so say for example we had a showcase with 10 different frames, and we're selling each frame for 100 Matic, right? So you can have 100 Matic to buy that frame for that NFT space, or you can have 100 build points, because everybody gets points for actually completing tasks. And that's why we've even changed our onboarding process to walk people through it more, so that they're joining the Wonderverse, so that they're actually understanding how our point system works, so that they understand this is the next layer of a DAO as well. Because we want people to understand this too, because everybody can understand how DAOs work in a way, as corporations are not about to be working. So again, you understanding how this really works, you really using Web3 in a real way and doing this to the max will just continue to strengthen your knowledge. I have understanding of how DAOs work from being in a DAO, from studying how DAOs work, from again being a part of a DAO, and you all are as well. So being a part of that DAO includes making decisions and having a say in how this even looks. So it's great to have everybody a part of this conversation and a part of creating this. So with that being said, did anybody else have any further questions, thoughts, concerns about anything we've talked about? Our launch event, the lineup, our presentation, any more questions? Like I said, I will be dropping a video here today that will show an example on how it could look, and also some easy steps on how to use the recording button, the film mode here on Spatial, how to do the voiceover, and how to share it. Because those are going to be those easy steps there. And like I said, if you need help making that video, let us know this week. Like this week. If you need help making the portal, let us know this week. Otherwise, I hope to see everybody's next Sunday, the 4th, and then we'll be putting it together, and then we'll be rolling it out. Oh yeah, and then once you've made your portal, I guess we'll be going there next Sunday. Once everybody has their portal, we'll be going over to 7th Athena, which is over here. I'll pull it over here, because this is our portal hub. If you guys have never seen it before, this is our new hub where all of our portals will be at. We all went there after our community call last Sunday. And so if you guys want to hop over there, we can definitely slide through, so anybody that missed it can catch it and add their portal as well. And that'll be how we kind of wrap up this community call. So did anybody else have any questions before we head out?
Yeah. I have like a pretty good, I guess, theory for what I'm gonna do for my video and like my world. I think like for the current world I have with the watch parties and stuff, I'll definitely just add like a bunch of like slideshows, or maybe create another world for that. But add the slideshows like more so explaining not only Web3 but everything in our mission, whichever, just everything I guess in general what I've been learning. Because like I've like really been grinding like along in the spatial thing too. I know I haven't been in like the calls with you all, but the Neighborhood Tales got like the partnership with them. I was like talking to Chase about that. And I was like, kind of like actually like really trying to get him to partner up with them. And so once like he heard that, he was just like, well, we were already in talk with them, and so like they just made it official. Like there's a lot of other games that are about to start being used by Spatial too. Like Spatial isn't just about to be a meeting place. Like people are actually going to use this for video games too. So it's kind of like pretty neat to see them like grow, to be honest.
Nice. Yes, exactly. And how good does it feel being a pioneer in that space and being like, oh yeah, I'm in Spatial too. I got my watch parties already streaming in there. And again, being able to be that example to show what that looks like, right? Like, oh, you're talking to a Web3 game, you're talking to Spatial, and you're that piece in the middle to say, hey, I'm already doing both of y'all things right here. I'm streaming your game and playing in Spatial, and you're that key that both of them need, because they need people to be playing their game and they need people in Spatial. So that's why you be that key to make them all even have a collaboration and work, and why that is so important. You know, such an important piece to be.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on. I'm like really trying to find an editor to create more educational type content because I've been playing all these different Web3 games. And there's just a lot of huge opportunity. Like even last night, I tested out some zombie game that's a Web3 game, and like they're already throwing 10K for a tournament and literally top 2,000 get bread. And I'm just like, what is this? Like this is free. Like this honestly reminds me of when Fortnite was like at the World Cup stage and like when they were actually giving out money. Because back like at the beginning of Fortnite, you used to get paid like 500 for placing like top 1,500. But now you can only like earn if you basically place like top 50, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, exactly. It's the, what you said, Uber. It's the Uber effect. You know, they got a lot of people now, so that's what it. They don't need niggas no more. Especially Fortnite. You know, Fortnite, because it was free on so many games, it was that prequel up until this point. So again, this just puts you back in front of that curve, like you said, like where they were when they first started. That's why we always tell
Yeah,
people it's like we're at like YouTube when it first started, or Fortnite when it first started, by being in this space doing it how we're doing it. You know. Oh yeah, play Gala
yeah. Being
games
here as a
too.
gamer like definitely makes me realize how early we are.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
exactly.
I've been trying to mess with it. It's honestly some of these projects. Like there's this one project I was trying to mess with. It's like big things. Like some of you calls, but I'm actually like getting like mainly I'm getting actually like a lot of Twitch passes from them because there's other streamers. So like they're offering like basically free tickets for everybody for most of these projects. So I've actually been like getting on to other projects using that. To be honest, it's actually like a pretty good way. Because like with Web3, like they incentivizing like airdrops and everything.
Mhm.
So like you're saying, like since we are pioneers, like a lot of these games, like I'm basically getting to test out for free just off the fact that like I stream and or record content to other people. Because these people, like you said, they want like the show more. Because like even the Blankos game I'm playing, like they haven't released it yet on Epic Games, mind you. But once that happens, this game will get infinitely bigger because then all the kids that play Fortnite, Rock, like not what you call it, Rocket League, Valorant, all the other like mainstream games, all of them will see Blankos and they're like, wait, a PvE game, like you earn money just from playing all the skins are NFTs, like people are gonna go crazy over that. So it's like pretty cool being in these spaces, playing with these people. And I've actually met some like really good streamers and people who actually are other Web3 gamers and stuff that I would like to collaborate with within the space. I haven't really been in like the right, I guess. I don't really know how to like ask them about that because I'm not just trying to chill our space because that is something like you take in mind because like, even in these Twitter spaces and stuff, they don't like when people chill. But it does seem like our raw, like we offer all the solutions, not all of the solutions, let's say, but like majority of the solutions that Web3 needs. It seems like we're actually somewhat of a key factor. And that the more we get established, the more we actually solve these from physical to digital problems. And that's what I really like about us because I mean we really have been working, and it actually feels really good to see like the growth and the progress of that. I'm
Right?
like really looking forward to this video and this whole launch fest and
Yes.
presenting the other DAOs too about all this. Like I
Same.
can't wait.
Exactly. I'm 1,000% with you on that one, Shamgar. And I'm happy that you feel that way because it's exactly that. Like you said, all of the things were supposed to be here together. When we made that pivot to say, you know what, we don't want to be another marketplace for NFTs. We want to be a hub for resources to help people, you know, actually go physical to digital. We want to be an adhesive that connect people. We want to be educating people how to use this stuff and network, and further and further grow that network, huh? Right, right. And then again, yeah, we'll continue to be those examples with our overseeing currencies.
Like we also been trying like people that had been got with me probably 2 years ago, whatever. The goal has always been to always create our own liquidity as well. So because that's beauty of being alive right now in the crypto revolution and all that. Whereas you got a shot like Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, them, they got the shot they got now. So when ours was first coming about, it wasn't even the U.S. dollar. It was the JP Morgan dollar and the Morgan Stanley dollar. Like all those banks came up with their own dollars in essence. So it's understanding like right now we all got that same opportunity to like create our own form of liquidity with this NFT shit. I wouldn't necessarily with our own token because our token's being used for evidence more so voting rights and whatnot. But when it comes to like creating solid NFT projects, like how we see apes, board apes, and all that type of BC, whereas like you try to shop with anybody that's among this joint, like our liquidity isn't based on pump and dump and venture capital, it's based on Russ sells some clothes, and the cheapest clothes he got in there is $70. So it's like this $500 NFT is about to get you some items. We got these spots for rent. This $100 NFT gonna get you some time, like timeshare. You feel me? And just every other service, like for a DJ in the metaverse and the real world, or buying this NFT is how you looking for DJing. You get what I'm saying? Just emphasizing that to everybody who's already in space. Yeah, you already got some shit going on. That's cool. So it's like we unionizing and trying to set a floor at this point. You get what I'm saying? So where we even got leverage any metaverse. So like I said, when we get your next metaverse or whatever, we coming in with leverage. We got to build leverage at that point. And then like one of the people wasn't in there. Yesterday left when Spatial speaking, which is anything, but they already backed by Samsung and Binance. So that lets you know, like you've been saying, they focus more Asian focus. That's why like all the Japanese on here, 15, so on and so on. Because it's like that's where they back and that's where their finance comes from. They got Samsung money and Binance money. That's the users right there, and Binance is the money. So it's like,
I do recognize what you're saying because even what you said about the Bored Ape marketplace and all that, like I've been in these Twitter spaces with some of these people. Don't get me wrong, I have like some friends amongst like all of those people. But a lot of those people are really fake and shady, and what they really be doing, they be gatekeeping in these spaces, and that's what I like about our space because we're actually educating, trying to like help uplift people, so people are in their own position of power to actually like wield this opportunity. These people are basically creating these projects and then pumping and dumping, like you're saying. And I also like what you said about B&B and with Japanese people because even in the Blancos game, I've seen like a huge influx of Japanese players, and that's just across all Web3 games. It's basically like you have a couple, not a couple, but like roughly small percentage of like Web3 gamers in Japan, but they're like trying to dominate across all of the boards. And like I see the presence like from every single standpoint, like in the Web3 space. So I totally take into account what you're saying. The more like what you're saying, if we unionize and create this token governance, it not only helps with voting rights, but also distributing and helping monetize not only us but the group. It'll provide a lot of equity for our brand because then you get to come out not only with like merch and other stuff that people would be like begging for, but you'd be able to set up all sorts of systems to be able to help out with different problems. Essentially, when people come to us, like, oh, well, we can't access this space, well, we'll have to go to Raw for them. And I really see that as like basically the next hub for us, basically like you said, the next world, because even with Neighborhood Tales, like what they told me, so basically like I'd be in like the main spot, and he said I'd have a huge opportunity to actually present. And so that's also why I wanted to work more with you all, because especially if I'm going to be in this game presenting, I'm not just going to show myself and like my stream and everything. Like, of course I'm going to do that, but I want to talk about like us and like our community, because I mean, you all have helped build me to where I am now, and not just me. So I would like to honestly like talk more about you all and everything when that like opportunity comes for referral.
No, that's what's up. And you guys know that has always been the mission with Raw. When it comes to people saying like, oh, well, what do I get out of working with you all? It's like, well, we all learning, we all coming up, we all polishing, ourselves and sharpening our iron, and iron sharpens iron. So that's why we've always prided ourselves in, no, you educate about what you got going on, I'm gonna educate what I got going on, and we gonna figure this out together. And that's why we've even been really tightening our team and making sure that we got the right team, because we only as strong as our weakest link too. So making sure everybody that's on the team got that same mission, and we all trying to go after the same goal. And that's why again we have these community calls every Sunday, and again I never take it lightly for you all stopping and brainstorming with us, because it takes us all to have these think tanks, set these goals together, and actually go after achieving them. So thank you again for everybody for sharing. Definitely great points. We all know the mission, and we right here. We at the right time, right place, right time, and we just gonna keep doing what we doing. So did anybody else have any questions, thoughts, or ideas that they wanted to share about how we'll be doing that this upcoming week and what is necessary before next community call? Because next Sunday, I want to see everybody having sent a video. I want to see everybody with a portal.
I'm saying, I'm in agreement with everything you said, and it is important. Emphasis is to be ready next Sunday to like have a concept of an NFT project. So it's like what we use will be seven, the actual items of NFT, but it just has people always want OpenSea. That's what we use OpenSea to start a collection, and then just give yourself like, you know what I'm saying, some different concepts. So when we come into it, just like I said, we want to have that NFT project that's swapping the next NFT project. Right now, we basically that's not far off the picture or
XRPL.
XRP or XLM. It's just magic right now. It's like Ethereum where everybody has magic. So it's like we want to, you know what I'm saying, currency to look at everything is raw.
I'm trying to get on some of these Ethereum games, but they're like the prices for them like a lot. They like start out at like 1,500 to 2,000, like each test out. But like that's what I'm like. I'm trying to get on the Gala games like Sandbox.
And the other equilibrium games and shit that's built on other platforms that might be budget better than like they on XRP or something. Feel me?
Yeah.
And each part got some games to do, you feel me? Just pick one of them platforms and understand that the growth and understanding like that. If I'm the top 50 gamer in this project, the top 50 gamer in the next project, and then I would say 500 projects out there, but you was top 50 gamer and like 10 to 20 of them, that's where you feel me and your youth bag was what you want to come from. You're not going to worry about advertising. Like, you know, and all that shit.
I'm already on 200 in Blancos right now.
Like try to get like 10 of them, try to get like 10 of them and that man, watch numbers and still, like you said, they on what's crazy they already know, like they was like QR code, they already do that out there. Like people out there just getting accustomed to it slowly. But like out in Asia, that shit's already not good with people QR codes.
Yeah, in China, I've been seeing them videos of people like everybody's a drone and they've all used this technology for it.
All of them QR codes.
This also gives me like inspiration to grind this side of it, because I know if we don't grind this side of technology, that we can just use the technology basically to do that to people. I know like most people will be drones where they're like, oh, this isn't a Wally movie, but the few of us that are actually here, we want to build something great. I definitely don't want that to be a reality. So like, here are my people, great, but I'm running for the fun.
Yep, exactly, and that's why it's important for us to be in here. Because again, we're helping build that lane, right? We're helping this space look like something that we want to be a part of. Okay. X said, Hattori, you be in a racing game, so even that be something in there. You know, they got the joints that pay you for that, and that be content that everybody want to watch. You know.
Hold on, my bad to interrupt, but you said the racing games, there's like Tour Drift or something out on Steam, but apparently it's a BD game and everything like anywhere. I tried to play it, but I suck at car racing games. I was just never good at those. I'm like better at like fighting for like battle royales. But if you're more of a racing person, that might be your vibe. That might be free bread for you for because they are looking for streamers and they do post like tournaments. I've seen their Discord.
I'm not looking for that. What was the name of that game?
Drift. It's like Tour Drift 2, but if you search that, it pop up the same thing.
Okay, thank you, appreciate that.
I know there's other ones, but I'm not to DM you now. But there's a whole bunch of other projects. But like, if you post any games or like what three games that you see that I can test out, like definitely DM me. I've been testing out not only games, different maps, different games, cities, and developers. People have been looking at my stream numbers and stuff going up. Like, ever since I really listened to Mo and more so and it's told me about like this Web3 game. I actually just think that it really has helped my viewer averaging. I started averaging like 21 viewers now, and it's like really just been better. And it's actually been pretty cool because a lot of these people do like Fortnite and a lot of these Web2 games. So somebody who's already good at it, like me, I can go back between all of them. So like I'll play Blankos for hours and then go grind multiverses and then go play Fortnite. And, like people will love that because they want to see everything. Because at some point, like people would just get bored of the game, so they just gotta switch over. So having all these different games makes it like way easier than this. I mean, basically keep everybody locked in. There's just so much. There's so much games right now to test out. Like it's just a good time to be a gamer. I'm not gonna lie.
No, right. That's a good point. And yeah, that's what's up. And that's why we also been pushing the female gamers too. You know, I think we had even mentioned that if you know females that game, let them know, like, let's get connected, especially doing the tournaments. Shamgar, you know, that was one of the first things we always really talked about, which was getting the tournaments going, getting those people together and kind of into our own little team where it's like, oh, we can continue to have tournaments, continue to be streaming people things, hosting different things, betting on games. Y'all always love tokening, and while we're also teaching people, you know, having people have different content, all kind of stuff. So
I've still been working on that. I've been interrupting. I'm like kind of stuck in the middle right now. So like I own this other team too, and they're like cool, like when I did and everything. But I'm also doing like a whole bunch of like Web2 gets transitioning over to Web3. And so like that's a whole process in its own. You see what those kids are like. So,
oh yeah. That's why my shift that even shifted from kids. Like kids come with a whole lot of shit. Like if you gotta have parents, like if your parents gotta be too involved in it too, especially when you get them into Web3. Like that's where it's like, if you want to be into it, we have family night where parents and kids can come, and at that time, you know, maybe on kids or family days, you know, that's one thing that could happen. And then again, that's why we also said our older females is like that same niche, but better. Because they are here, and it would be great to bring them into the space and into that spotlight as well. You know, as like a co-host, you know, or even someone that you're playing with on the team.
Female gamers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that will come. I am trying to find them. Right now, I do have people though that are like 21, 25 around my age, like in between. And they're all like people that are actually into it and stuff. And
exactly.
I like that you described that orientation thing with the onboarding process being way better. I actually like that because it'll make it way easier to bring this. I'm not just trying to bring all these random people in, but I know these three people they actually are trying to mess with Web3, so I'm gonna try to get them in this onboarding process. I'm gonna have to go over and watch that video.
Oh yeah.
I need help with that.
You know what too? We could I'm not sure if you guys want to go to the Athena, but Shamgar, I think you missed it. Our onboarding space over here. This is something cool that you'll definitely want to check out. If you want to slide over here, I'll go through it with you. So I guess this is a wrap then, guys. If anybody has not seen the onboarding space, you can hop over here with me and Shamgar. If you have seen it, you can check out the Athena's portal, where that's our main portal hub, where everybody will be adding their portal in next week. And again, if you have any questions about it, just drop it in the Discord. This will be in the What's Happening This Season channel. So in the Discord, go under Raw Season 3, and then What's Happening This Season, or Happening This Season with the toolbox. And if you have any questions, drop it in that one, because that's where we'll be at, because that's what's happening this season. So, all right, thanks again, everybody, for joining. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. I'll be sharing a lot of content in the Discord. Feel free, again, to share your ideas. Even if you come up with some ideas after, share your ideas in the ideas chat to all of our listeners. Share your ideas in the ideas chat, and be on the lookout, because we got a lot more in store. Peace.